Hi everybody. I'm making this video to talk a little bit about my next project. Also, I'm doing it as kind of a catch-up video because I just haven't had time to make videos. Okay, so I apologize. I try to do one like every other weekend, sometimes every weekend. I haven't done one for about a month. So, a little bit of housekeeping. The C-130 motors are getting mounted this weekend. Hopefully I'll be doing some run-ups next weekend. And if that goes as planned, it'll probably take me another 2 weeks to finish out all the systems and testing. And then I'll be ready for taxi testing. So hopefully in the next 3 weeks the C-130 is rolling around on its own wheels under its own power. And if all of that goes right, then hopefully a week or so later I'll test fly the C-130. Okay, I've been extremely busy with family and work, and you know, the hobby's always number 3. So now, I know I said I was going to do a B-52 for my next project, and I had done a lot of kind of preliminary design work 5 or 6 years ago on some different airplanes. One was the Mosquito, you know, the C-130, which is about ready to fly, B-1 bomber to B-52. I had full intentions of doing the B-52 until I was at CEF, and a really good friend and a guy I really respect, his name's John. Him and I were talking, and he said, you know, Damon, you really should do a B-1. Well, a lot of people don't know, I have a ton of early design and development done as far as some CADs, 3Ds, and you know, basically knowing how to do the B-1. But I had shelved it, quite frankly, because it is going to be a difficult project. So this guy I really respect said, you know, Damon, no one's made a successful B-1 fly yet. Not of any scale. And definitely not with the wing swinging and the way the landing gears work. And he said, you know, with your skills and what you've done, you should be able to build a B-1. So that night at CEF, you know, I kind of laid in my bed and I thought about it, and I just thought, you know, I'm going to make the commitment to do the B-1 bomber. Now, one of the things I want to share here, and I hope I don't come across as a jerk or an asshole, but I really, really want everybody to understand this. I'm going to put kind of a disclaimer at the beginning of my videos, and I am going to do a complete, to the best of my ability, video series of the entire B-1 build. Everything from the CAD drawings to doing some 3D work, all the way up to doing some of the mock-up foam fuselages that I'll make my core for. Every step is going to be part of the video series. And it may end up being, I don't know, 500 videos over the next 2 years. My 100% goal is to be flying this at CEF in 2019, which means if this summer all the way into the fall I get all the drawings done, I get all the design done, that means that December to January I can start actually making some parts to pull molds from. So if by March I have the fuselage as a glass part in carbon fiber, and I have my wing molds made, I know without a doubt I can hit CEF, unless I run into financial problems. Okay, hobby's always number 3. I thought I had my daughter's college 100% figured out until Emma started being really, really smart. And Emma right now, as a freshman going into her sophomore year, is already talking about Ivy League colleges, out-of-state colleges, minimum 6 years. She's, knowing her, she'll get a doctorate in something. So all of that comes first. Okay, so the years that I was spending $10,000 or $12,000 a year on model airplanes may be gone. It might go back down to, I don't know, $500. I don't know. Maybe I'll be broke. But as I do this video series, one of the things I want people to understand is that I can't answer every email. I can't answer every post. I can't answer everything that people reach out to me. I have people all the time through Facebook reach out to me like, hey, how are you? What you doing? If 30 people do that in a day, it takes me an hour to respond to all of them. Okay, and it's really hard to have the job I have the family needs I have, and then spend 2 hours a day in social media. It just won't work. So the group of people I work with have kind of become my team. I'm not going to name them all, but you've heard about me talk to Berger. These people are right all the time. I trust them fully. Just like you want a plumber to be right all the time, just like you want a cardiologist to be right all the time, sure, maybe 1 out of 1,000 they're wrong, or 1 out of 10,000. But the majority of the time they're right every time. So that's the reason I go to them. Okay? I don't want to put somebody down when they come to me and say, oh, I can build a PLC like that, and Berger already does it for me. Okay? So the thing is that I don't want to be a jerk, but I want everybody to understand that as I do different parts of the airplane and somebody posts something and says, hey, why don't you think about that? I'm reading it. And many times I'll evaluate it. I love to learn. If I'm not constantly learning, I feel like I'm failing. But I can't spend 20 minutes writing back a response saying, oh, hey, I loved your idea on mold release. This is what it did for me. It was great. You know, most of the time I'll give you a thumbs up or a smiley face or something like that. But I can't spend, and plus chatting on Facebook. I don't have the time to chat on Facebook. Okay? I don't have the I don't have the time to interact with social media. So I hope everybody understands that. I hope everybody, now please send me the emails. I always read your emails, or I try to respond to emails. But the whole RC groups and the Facebook, if you really want to get into a big conversation, I just don't have time. Okay? So with that said, and if I pissed you off, sorry, cupcakes or buttercups, I just can't do it, okay? I love my friends. I respect all aviators. It's just there's only so much time I have. Now, if I'm retired, different story. And I keep buying those lottery tickets. Let's talk about the B-1 real quick. The hardest part of this entire aircraft is going to be the weight. I am targeting now keep in mind, C-130, 160-inch wingspan. Forgot how long it is. I think it's 130 inches long. That's not right. Yeah, it might be. So I just forgot what my C-130 length is. C-130 looks like it's going to come in at 63 pounds. It's a big-ass airplane. Okay, it's got a lot of complex systems. But the fuselage didn't hardly weigh anything. The wings didn't weigh hardly anything. It's all the gear that weighs. The nacelles. All that stuff adds up. So when I think about building this airplane, which will be about 170 inches long, but it's going to have a 160-inch wingspan, which is about equal to the C-130 when they're extended. So the thing about it is the fuselage can be built relatively very, very light. Okay, minimal glass cloth. I'm going to put some honeycomb carbon fiber reinforced bulkheads in it. A couple where the main landing gear is. A couple around the bomb bays. This whole box structure I have to design, which supports the wing swing, but also these two little dots, and I know that's very impossible to see. Those are the landing gear hard points. So this box structure right here, just like the real B-1, is probably going to be a significant weight. Now, one of the challenges is this box structure right in the middle is pretty much going to have a cavity going right through it, which it doesn't scare me. Okay, carbon fiber is strong in tension. The reason I want that cavity there is this is the forward CG, and this is the CG when the wings swept back. Okay? This was the average CG forward and aft for test flying the airplane in real life. Okay? However, when my wings come back to here, the real one has fuel in the wings. They pump some fuel around, and they control the CG by moving fuel. I'm going to have a tray in here on T-tracks, roller guides, that have my battery packs. So as the wing mechanically comes back with a large jack screw, which is going to be mounted up here to keep the CG, to try to control as much CG forward as I can. I would love to have the batteries up here moving, but I can't because I got to keep them as close to the ducted fans as I can. Okay, I mean to the ESCs and then the EDS. Because I want my ESCs actually in my ducting for cooling. Okay, I thought about putting ESCs up here, having the batteries on a track, but I'm just afraid that even with fans, I'm not going to be able to move enough air over the ESCs to keep them cool if they're inside the fuselage. Okay, I want them behind the ducted fans with the heat sinks inside my actual exhaust tube, or maybe, I'm sorry, in front of the exhaust tube. Now, keep in mind though, the cool thing about this is I'm not putting the ducted fans in the tail. I'm going to put them about 25% of the way back and then duct the rest of it out. I know I lose a little efficiency. I'm going to get emails. Damon, you're losing efficiency. I got to make the CG work on this airplane so that the plane can be under 77 pounds. I haven't completely landed on that target weight yet, but right now I think my target weight's going to be just under 77 pounds so I can keep it under the AMA LM1. I think it's 77 pounds. But the thing is big challenges about this airplane. Everybody who knows this airplane knows that these landing gears actually go back, but they swing in when they go back. So if you kind of think about the landing gear swinging up, and then you have knuckles that let it come over. Okay? So as it swings up, it's moving over to the center of the airplane. Because these wheels right now, you can see what hit the nacelles. Okay, the pods. So they go back and up. Actually, it's very, very complicated, but it's just geometry. Okay? I've already got it all figured out in 3D, but I haven't designed it in 3D. And I'm going to make a video of that. So, what do I got to worry about? The flap systems, the spoilers, the slats. It has a flying stab, but Rockwell actually in the initial drawings called it a taileron. And that means that they do this, because when the wings are swung back, nothing on the wings move. There's no spoilers, no flaps, no leading edge slats, nothing. It's done almost like an F-14 Tomcat. Okay? So, hopefully you understand what I'm trying to do. The C-130 will be done hopefully in the next month and being test flown. The bone, which I never understood why they call it the bone, but B-1-O-N-E, bone. How simple is that? I always wonder why they call this the bone. I'm an idiot sometimes. But that's the reason they call it the bone, is B-O-N-E, and then B1, bone. So, yeah, I covered everything I think I want to cover. So, hopefully you understand about the time it takes on social media, and it's just a pain in the butt. Now, one thing happened at CEF, and I kind of want to share this. I had I hate to say old timer because I'm getting to be an old timer. Guy sits down in my tent and starts talking about UAVs and drones and how they're hurting the hobby, and they're not. Okay, it's the idiots that want to fly on the approach at Atlanta, 2,000 feet in the air, that bought their drone online or bought it at some Photoshop. Those are the ones that we have to be worried about. But this guy pretty much said to me that, real aviators fly airplanes. Well, guess what? I got me a drone. So what I really love about this, now this is a Tower Hobby, Andromeda XL I think is what it's called. And this is the coolest ass little drone in the world. Now there's a little brother called the Vista, and I'm actually sending it to a friend of mine for him and his son up in Owatonna. And I had to put a new motor in it, but I hopefully will be sending it this week up to him and his son to play with. But I'm going to get into drones because I want everybody to understand aviators can fly drones too. Drones are not killing the industry. Just like guns don't kill people, people kill people. People don't fly drones don't fly in front of jumbo jets. People fly drones in front of jumbo jets. Okay? Now, this little drone's really cool because the throttle stick starts in the middle almost like a helicopter. So you press a button, it starts propellers up. When you move the stick up, this goes up. When you let go of the stick, it holds itself exactly where you want it. To bring it down, you have to actually pull the stick down, and it comes down and lands. But again, this was a Tower Hobbies drone. This thing comes with a little radio and everything. It's like $100. And for you and your kid, this is not an indoor drone, even though I'm flying it indoor and the dogs love it. They chase it. This is not an indoor drone. This is an outside drone. Okay, now the little Vista, its little brother, is really cool for indoors. And that's the reason I'm sending it to my friend and son up in Owatonna. But I think I'm going to get hooked on drones. Okay, I like helis. I know you haven't seen a picture of my T-Rex in a long time. I did not wreck it. It's sitting on a shelf because I just got too busy. Actually, I'll show you the T-Rex in the next video because I've had a lot of people reach out and say, Damon, you're not showing your T-Rex because we know you crashed it. I didn't crash it. It's sitting in my garage on a shelf. But this little drone is kick butt. Okay, actually it comes so you can plug a camera into it and it can be turned on and off from the radio and everything. Now I know compared to my friend Berger's drone, this is a Yugo, okay? But I'm telling you, as a starter drone, for you and your kid, this is kick butt, okay? So, with that said, I'll wrap up the end of this video, and by all means, keep the emails coming. I love the emails, okay? And I would say I answer 100% of them. It's the emails that don't take up all my time. It's Facebook and probably RC groups. I just went back to RC groups because everybody begged me to. But I'll be honest with you. If in one day I get 30 posts and somebody gets their feelings hurt because I don't respond, grow a pair. Okay? I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just don't have time. So thanks for watching my videos, everybody. I can't wait to get the B1 started. I am going to do a full video series that's numbered, kind of like B1 Bob did. I've had a couple of people reach out to me and go, Damon, why didn't B1 Bob's fly? Why was his such a disaster? It wasn't a disaster. It was one of the most kick-ass educational videos you'll ever see. B1 Bob's B1 video series is one of the most educational video series you'll ever see. His ended up weighing 250 pounds. I still believe it would have flown. If you look at the LMA stuff over in England that they fly, 250 pounds, the size that B1 was, I think it would have flown to scale. But out of caution, he didn't want to fly it. Okay? Mine, hopefully, it's under 77. I'm going to have to pick a target of 65 because for some damn reason, I'm always about 3 pounds overweight. Okay? So, thanks for watching my videos. Keep the emails coming. And understand social media just takes too much time. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. And stand by for my next video. Thanks a lot.